Hello my dear friends, welcome to my channel. Today in this particular video, we will going to discuss that how easily we can create our first Spring application. So here I am using an Eclipse IDE for development of our Spring application. So let us start with creating our first Spring application. So here I am creating an Java project and let us give the name of our application as first Spring application. And here we are using an JRE 1.8 version, and then you can simply click on finish. So here we have created our first Spring application. Now let us download Spring jars and then we will include those jars into our project. So now let us see that how we can download Spring jars. So on Google Chrome you can simply search Spring Framework jar files, and by using this first link we can download Spring jars. So here we are having different versions of Spring. So you can download this 5.2.9 version of Spring, and by using this first option you can download an Spring jars. I have already downloaded an Spring jars. So here you can see that this is our Spring jars 5.2.9 version, and it includes all the jar files of our Spring framework, which is placed inside libs folder. And along with Spring Framework libraries, let us also download an Apache Common Logging libraries. So you can search for Apache Common Logging jars, and by using this first option, you can download Apache Common Logging jars. I have already downloaded these common logging jars with 1.2 version. So here these are the two jars which we will include in our project. So now after downloading and jar files, let us move back to our project. So now you can go to the build path of our project and we can configure a build path. Now let us create a user library so that we can include all our jar files, and then we can simply add those jar files into our project. So you have to go to add library and then user library. So here by clicking on new we can create our user library. So let us give the name of our library as Spring Latest Jars, and by clicking on OK it will create a library for us. Now let us add the jar files to our user library. So we have to click on add external jars. So these are the two Apache common logging jars. We will add these jars into our user library, and now let us add the Spring jars. So here in the Spring folder we are having libs folder, and these are all the jar files. So let us include these jar files into our project. So here you can see that we have created a user library, and let me click on OK. Now we can add this user library into our project. Now here you can see that this is the user library with the name Spring Latest Jars, which we have recently created, and it includes all the Spring jars and common logging jars. Now let us click on OK. So here you can see that inside our application all the Spring Latest jar files are added. Now let us create our bean class by clicking on new and then class option. So here we have to give the name of our class. So I'm creating a bean class with the name employee, and let us give the package for our bean file, that is com.tutorial.bean, and let me finish it. So here you can see that our employee class is created for us. Now let us add the property to our employee class as employee name, and it is of type string. Now let us create the getter setter methods for our employee name. So under source, let me go to generate getter setters. Now let us select this option, and on clicking on OK, you can see that the getter setter methods is created for us. So our bean class is ready for us. Now let us create our configuration file. So I'm clicking on new and I'm creating a file with the name beans.xml. We can give any name to our configuration file. So this is the beans.xml file which is created for us. Now let us add the default code to our beans.xml. Now let us do the configuration for our employee bean under beans.xml. So here I am using a bean tag. Now let us give the ID to our bean tag. So here I am giving the ID as employee bean. And also let us add the class attribute. Now this class attribute contains the fully qualified name of our bean. So this is the package name dot our class name. Now inside our bean tag, let us add the property tag. So this is the property tag which we have added inside our bean tag, and this is our employee file, and this is the name of our property. So the value of this name attribute is the name of our property, that is employee name. Now let us give the value to our employee name property by using the value attribute. Let me give its value as Chetan. Now let us save our code. So this is the bean configuration which we have done inside our configuration file, that is beans.xml, and here we are using an setter injection. Now let us create one more class which we will use for testing purpose. So here I am creating one more class with the name test employee, and I am giving the package name as com.tutorial.test, and it also include main method. So this is our test employee class. Now inside our main method, let us add the IOC containers. So there are two type of containers in Spring, that is bean factory and application context container. Here I am using an application context container. So I am giving the reference variable name as context, and let us create an object of its implementation class as class path XML application context. So my dear friends, this application context is an IOC container which is used to inject the dependencies to our application. So here this application context is an interface, and this class path XML application context is the implementing class of our application context. So here inside our class path XML application context, we have to provide the name of our configuration file, that is beans.xml. Now here, in place of creating an instance of our employee bean, we will use an application context to create an instance of our employee bean. So here I am using an context reference variable, and I am using its getBean method. Now here we will give the value of our argument as employee bean. So this is the ID which we have provided inside bean.xml for our bean tag, that is employee bean. So this getBean method will return the instance of our bean class. Now let us use the employee class reference to hold this instance which is provided by the container. So this is the employee class, and I am giving the name of a reference variable as employee, and we have to typecast it to employee. Now let us import the employee class into our test file. Now by using this employee class reference, let us print the value of our employee name. So this is the employee reference dot get employee name. Now let me save our program. So let us first run our program, and then I will explain you the flow of our application. So here in console you can see that we are getting our output as Chetan, and this is the value which we have provided inside our beans.xml, that is Chetan. So my dear friends, here you can see that how simply we have created our first Spring application. So first we have created an employee.java class. This is our bean file, and inside our bean file we have added a property with the name employee name, and we have created an getter setter method, and then we have created our beans.xml file which is the configuration file for our applications, and inside our beans.xml we have done a configuration for our employee bean by using bean tag. So this is the ID employee bean which we have given for our employee bean, and this is the fully qualified class name for our bean. And inside our bean tag we have added a property tag, and inside our property tag we have given the property name as employee name and its value as Chetan. So there are two ways to inject a dependency into our application. First one by using constructor injection, and second one by using setter injection. So here in our application we have used an setter injection by using this property tag. So at runtime it will use the setter method for our property which we have defined inside our bean class. And for testing our application we have created a test employee, and inside a test employee we have created a main method. Now my dear friends, there are two type of IOC containers, that is an application context container, and there is one more container with the name factory bean. So this application context container is developed on the top of bean factory, and it provides more features in comparison to bean factory container. We will discuss about these IOC containers in detail in a separate video. So this application context is an interface, and here we are using a class path XML application context which is an implementing class for application context. And by using this application context we are getting an instance of our employee bean by using getBean method. And inside our getBean method we are passing its value as employee bean, and this is the same value which we have provided for our ID attribute inside our bean tag. So at runtime, when this statement will get executed, then it will look for an employee bean inside beans.xml. And after finding the bean, it will instantiate the bean and it will do the configuration for our employee bean. So it will use the property tag for assigning the values for employee name field. And it will assign the value as Chetan by using this setter method. And here in our next statement, we are simply printing the value for our employee name field. So my dear friends, I hope that you are able to understand that how simply we can create our first Spring application. And in this particular video, you have learned that how we can download an Spring jars and how easily we can add Spring jars to our application. And my dear friends, if you are having any doubts related to the topic which we have discussed in this particular video, then you can write your queries in comment section.